morning, my dear people of God. I'm Faustina Yetana, HSCJ. I have had 3 different episodes telling my conversion story. And I've come to continue today on the 4th episode, giving a summary of the events that led to my conversion and dwelling on one. The 4 events that led to my conversion was the Word of God, fasting, prayer, and service. But the circumstances that actually led for these events to unfold was the question about the bonfire, which I said I elaborated in the previous ones, how I went to ask my father why the bonfire on Easter midnight, Easter vigil. So the bonfire, and then leading to my curiosity to take advantage to read the Word of God when the opportunity came. And the Word of God is actually knowledge about God. I wanted to know the true God. I wanted to know the truth, and that could be revealed only in the Word of God. And I encouraged families to read and pray with the Word of God in the house, and encourage their children to read it within the family. So the Word of God is actually, it gives us the knowledge about who God is. And then, of course, as Christians, we believe that Jesus came in the flesh, lived and died on the cross to save us. And I emphasize on how necessary dying on the cross is for my salvation and for our salvation. And then I gave the 3 things that in the history of man's salvation, from both the New and the Old Testament, how God has saved us. And this is what Jesus came to crown through his death and resurrection. And these 3 things is light, water, and blood. Light, water, and blood. And I've dealt with it, how these things speaks a lot when it comes to the history of our salvation. So today I'm going to dwell more on the fasting. Fasting. How fasting was one of the events, strong events that led to my conversion. Fasting, all of us know, and of course from my background, the only fasting I know is fasting from food. That is not the only way of fasting anyway, but the fasting I'm talking about here is fasting from food. In the course of my crisis, being confused as to where to belong, it was the time for Ramadan, and I decided to fast without getting up at dawn to eat. And I remember my father instructing me. My father is a teacher of the faith. He teaches me by himself. So he told me that for the 30 days fasting in Ramadan, if your work is said that is vigorous and you cannot fast from food and do the work at the same time, you can take 3 days off and do dry fasting without water and food, and that caters for the 3 days. That caters for the 1 month, that is the 30 days fasting. So I tried this way of fasting 3 different times. And I realized that based on my experience and teachings, I realized that fasting actually cleanses the soul. As when you decide not to eat food, you detox your body from all, chemicals that food deposits in your system, and your body rejuvenates. Same way fasting does to our soul and our spirit, purifies the soul, and it gives you a new desire for God, a desire that is very intense because you are focused, and there is this hunger for something that you can't even lay your hands on. Fasting always also directs our energy and time. The energy I'll use to look for food, the energy I'll use to anticipate the next meal, and the time I'll use to eat it, and how I'll think whether the food will be good or not. Try all those energies is channeled into prayer and focusing on God, on the things of God. And then it makes you have a deeper devotion. Another way fasting help me in my conversion process is also helps me to hear the voice of God, because my attention is solely on what I'm doing, and I am alert. And I tell you that God actually exists. And when I heard the voice calling me, I realized that this voice is not ordinary. I heard it loud and clear. And whatever action I was asked to take, I heard it and I knew what actually I am heading to do at a particular time. So God speaks to us, and we need to make that time. We need to make that time to listen to the voice of God. And it is in this that I am able to discover truth later on. So, my dear people of God, as much as there are different ways in fasting from vices, fasting from bad habits, even fasting from particular type of food or drink that you feel that is not good for you. Maybe you are a diabetic patient, maybe you are taking into drinking which is destroying you, maybe you are a BP patient, you are asked not to eat certain foods. Try to desist from this, and it's a way of fasting, because you can't be careless and start blaming God. God has given us all the wisdom we need, and the doctors that gave this directive, God has given them that wisdom, because we are to continue with God's creation. God has made us masters of His possession, to continue with what He's doing, because He has implanted His image in us. So today, my dear people of God, I have come to dwell more on how important fasting is. And for my previous faith, and even now, fasting goes with almsgiving. So whatever you are desisting from, whatever you are fasting from, try
to use that to serve the society, your community. If it's your time, if it is you were taking 3 bottles of beer and you have decided to reduce it, save the money and use it for something important. So fasting has to go with thanksgiving. It has to go with being available for others who couldn't have gotten something, but because of that your sacrifice. And fasting, of course, is sacrifice, sacrificing something. And it makes us love God better and our neighbor. And for us religious, we always fast every day because community life, trying, to blend, trying to understand other people of different cultures. Some very difficult, some very easy to go with, It's a form of fasting. But we still have to make personal, efforts to fast and do mortifications. And for the married couples to, as sacrifice and mortification is good, sometimes we need to mortify on things that we ordinarily do when we're not married, and we have to let go because of love. And when we feel that we are able to love our spouses and our family the way we should, there's something that we need to get away in our lives to be able to do this very well. So thank you very much for listening to me. In my next episode, I'll dwell more on how prayer is important in our conversion. Conversion, even though it's turning from one religion to the other or from one faith to the other, but I see conversion as an ongoing process, turning towards what is good for your body, for your soul, and what is good for your growth and the growth of others, the community, the society. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.